clansmen before we just, split them evenly between our fighters. And supplies will be a big problem at that point. Shouts from one of the rear longships grabs everyone's attention. The quick construction is proving faulty, and the ship is taking on water fast. With dredge on the bank and all the other ships at capacity, you consider your options. What's the shipwright's advice? We'll need her out of the water, says one. Nonsense, just plug the holes with some cloth and tar for now, says another. As they argue, clansmen begin jumping from the sinking vessel, grabbing for ropes and extended oars. Most make it aboard other ships, but not all. Well, that was useless. Never ask the shipwrights for advice, I guess. The sheer glyphs and boulder-strewn waters of the southern bank dictate the longship's course. The droning sounds of the dredge accent their quicker pace as they follow your ships along the northern bank. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing, rumbling noise grows all around. Waterfall! Shouts the sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of her longship. Oars instantly reverse, and you nearly lose your balance. Oh, you guys need to bank. That was not there before. Great. The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts. Though you overloaded the ships with clansmen you picked up, the archer's keen sight and warning provides you some time to react. Only 2 ships fall to the overwhelming current, though the screams of the families, fighters, and Varl are difficult to move past. The remaining ship's rowers pull hard, heading for the dredge-lined northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against sharp, split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from their boats, sinking in the mud under the weight of their armor. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. Amid the chaos, you look at those nearby. Gris, a stout Varl warrior, and a few others look at him ready to wish. A few others look like him, look ready to rush the dredge. Bulwark and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed cart off the ship. You consider your options. Oddleaf, can you help keep the dredge off us? I'll do what I can, she says. Grabbing a couple more quivers, Oddleaf nimbly climbs some rocks for a vantage point. Using the cover, she begins pinning down the dredge. Hakon, Ivor, Krumir, Gnolf, Avent. We're lacking a shield. It takes 7 renown to promote him. None of these guys have great armor. Ivor, go first. You're our tank, yes, I suppose. What item do you have on you? Regenerate 1 armor per turn. Plus 3 strength, plus 2 strength resist. Plus 3 break. You've got a plus 2 break, don't you? We're going to equip that to you. What do you have equipped, Hakon? Basic item. Let's equip that to you. Got plus 2 will on arrest. What does Krumir have on him? +1 armor, +1 strength, and +1 will. Alright, yeah, we'll just ready up for battle this way. He doesn't have any points yet. Ready for battle. Oh, yikes. I'll cover you from here, but don't expect any miracles. Okay. 19, 18. Him up there. Now, why would you do that? That just seems stupid. Rumor get up there. Knock his strength down somehow. He doesn't get to deal as much damage to it. Watch your flanks! Something skulks from the shadows. Oh, what are those? Ulf can just nuke him. Hakon can just straight up kill him. More of those damn skulkers. From where? Oh my gosh. No. Go away. The big one's their leader. I bet if he falls, they'll run. Let's get rid of some of these. I mean, if I'd known that they were going to be spawning more units. I would have done something much different with the way I loaded these guys out. Let's get that men going. Sweet, he's done. No, knockback, right. No, none of that. Go ahead and drop another mend on him. Aye, aye. Stop summoning. None of that. So if this works, cool. No summoning. Kill him. Sweet. Kill him. Oh no, 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 no. Yikes. Start moving up this way. Big yikes. Go ahead and mend his armor. Get him out of here. Try to knock down some of his armor. Break more of his armor. Kill this guy. Victory! Our renown grows. Hakon was injured. Krumer was injured. But we got 11 renown. It's not bad. Hakon works his way through frantic clansmen on his way to you. We lost some good Varl on those ships. Human too. But you saved more of those along the way. Maybe too many. You look at Hakon with disbelief. I'm not saying I would have done things different, but some of those ships were too weighted down. As far as we know, this group is all that's left of my kind. Each Varl's death is one step closer to being wiped out. For a moment, the Varl King looks more vulnerable than you have ever seen him before. Hakon squints into the distance. Their next attack is coming, and this time, they'll come in force. Then we should charge before they're ready. It's too late for that, little one, and there's not enough of us to make a dent. Then what? We just wait here until they run us off the cliff? Juno and Avent approach. There may be a way out of this situation. A gamble, to be sure, but we believe it's our only chance. Gods. It's bad when Valka approach us is the only option. When a Valka option is the only option. Worse than that, I can't promise that everyone will make it. Juno gives Avent a look. So what's your idea? Avent sighs. With Juno's help, I think I can get us across the chasm. But it won't be easy. For me or the caravan. I need to help Avent and calm these people so they are ready to march when he is ready. You need to keep this area clear of dredge at all costs. If they... The sound of a war horn cuts her off and everyone turns to look. The dredge assault begins. Alette, Hakon, you know what to do. It looks like the force you trained is roughly the size of the enemy's. This could go either way, but a victory here will protect most of your clansmen. Juno and Avent move to the cliff's edge. Hakon, surveying the battlefield, says, some supply barrels can make a few barricades for defense. Otherwise, it'll be a straightforward assault. We'll sacrifice some supplies. Men and Varl begin moving barrels full of food and gear ahead of the fighters. But they look your way for confirmation. You realize the supplies will be ruined in the fight. Nod. The barrels are barely rolled into place before the fighting begins. Oh, we can't use Avent either. I was wondering why I suddenly had an extra open slot. What's your ability? Rally? Light step? What's your ability? The worth telling? Right. And... What's your ability? Impale and knock back one tile. Do you also have Impale? Yeah. And you're in a better spot stat-wise. Ready for battle? Hold them off. This will take time. No! Stop summoning more! Game! You must keep the dredge away. These barrels are more in my way than they are theirs. Jesus, Avon! Concentrate, Avon. You're doing it. Oh my gosh, how many more are they gonna summon? Yoink. Almost there, but we still need more time. Oh no, you don't. Move Gris over there. That should work. If we can clear away before the dredge, we can. If we can clear away all the dredge, we can proceed. Good. Get him down some. Kill him. Kill him. 9 and 5. Right. Nope, hold on. Tempest again. Going. Go ahead and exert yourself to kill this guy. And now you're boxed in. You ain't going nowhere, bud. Sweet. Got that all done. Oh no. That's a lot of clansmen and Varl lost. Juno walks onto the floating land, cradling a kid goat in one arm. She looks strange, but beckons to the families to follow. You shout for everyone to start moving, but the fighters and clansmen alike remain motionless. Large chunks of earth bobbing in midair, like the ships at sea. Has everyone unsettled? Finally, Ivor takes the rein of a yoke loaded with supply cart and walks onto the first floating stone. It supports the load without issue. We go this way, or the dredge kill us all. His words are punctuated by slinger stones thudding into the ground only a few feet away. Men pick up their children and start running. The caravan animals squawk and bleat in the frenzy. Varl push through the crowd while the others fight to follow in their wake. The frightened mob tramples a few and knocks a couple more from the edge before everyone is strangely pacified. Even you feel a sense of calm settle your nerves. We lost 5 clansmen. The wounded and elderly struggle to make it onto the floating rocks, while fear of the bridge paralyzes the legs of others. The dredge give chase, crossing onto the bridge without hesitation. Find the line of dredge to dispatch with your arrows. 3 dredge grunts fall back as your arrow passes through them. Their armor splinters, wounding others around them. A few more lined up shots, and the dredge slow their pursuit. The last of the clansmen make it onto the bridge, moving past you. Only dredge are left in your caravan's wake. You watch as the floating stones nearest the land tremble and drop back into the chasm, taking all standing there with them. The sight is terrifying, but you turn and urge the others to keep moving forward. Jesus, this is terrifying. He's a powerful mage, though. Avon is growing visibly weaker. Meanwhile, many in the caravan are stunned by witnessing family members fall to their death. The effect is spreading. Run to the back and push people forward. Your footing is precarious as you reach the collapsing rear of the bridge. You start pushing men, women, and children ahead. Others follow your lead, but it's Clip, the Varl you picked up on the shoreline, who shoves a dozen teetering people forward at the cost of his own life. Oh. The stones behind the caravan are falling faster than the rising ones in front. The rear clansmen are pushing forward in panic. Bulbrick shouts, "Knock some of these people over the edge before we all go down!" People gasp and flee from him. "We are carrying too much," Ivor says. "We've got to get rid of something before that mender drops us all into the depths." You look around and see only people, food, and the massive cart the Raven are hauling. Only 2 of those are an option. Dump more food. The ones closest to the supply looks at you, bewildered. "We won't need food if we don't make it across," you shout. Slowly, a couple of carts are unhitched and shoved over the edge. Avon's relief is almost instant, and the bridge extends, giving everyone more room and time to move on. Just a bit further, Avon. Avon's scream chills you as it echoes off the cliff a mere 100 yards away. Again, the bridge shakes but stays together. When Juno looks at you, her lips are trembling. "This is killing him," she says, "and I won't let that happen." Her tone is dark and cold. "What's the alternative?" She says nothing but looks towards the rear of the caravan. Governor Ruga and many others from the Boars Guard are back there. What the fuck? Game, come on. We'll get the rest of the food. "Thank you. We'll replace them in Ormsdollar," she says Juno before returning to Avon's side. The supplies are dumped and the caravan moves forward. Watch your step.
It's hard to believe we made it across that chasm. Now we find what's left of Ormsdalr.
Oh no,
Once
we needed
a
the food here.
great trade town at the fork of the Ormsau River. How many lives must have been lost here?
What the fuck, game? From the massive Vaal to the youngest human children, everyone is sapped from crossing the chasm. Tents are loosely strung up and gear is thrown on the ground as everyone falls asleep. You manage to post a few guards at a habit before sinking down against a crate, wrapping your cloak around you and closing your eyes. Your chest aches as if from a wasp sting. Feeling around the cause of it, you look down between your leathery gray fingers running over a red stone breastplate. Gasping, you open your eyes to find your cloak still wrapped around you. No stone armor underneath. The caravan is still asleep, snoring more prevalent than usual. You're able to drift off for a bit more rest before facing the tasks of a new day. We've got an okay amount of supplies, actually. Better let someone like me check out that place, Eckel says, grabbing your arm. Searching for whatever's left in the ruin on the side of a cliff could be dangerous. Though he joined you around Frostfiller, you've never been sure of his motives. What do you mean by someone like you? The throwaway type. Before you can say anything, he holds up a hand. There'd be no wet eyes around here if I went missing. That's a feigned fact. Can't say the same for you, though. Take some others with you. Afraid I'll find something of value and run, he grins. It might have crossed my mind. He calls to a few others nearby, and they head off towards the collapsing structure. Later, you hear a building collapsing and more dust rising. Echo and the others return, but he's in a foul mood. Vain idiots, hiding out like that. Could have killed us all, and we got nothing to show for it. He storms past you. Damn do-gooders like you. If I try acting that way, try saving them, and almost die for it. Oh. Interesting. Ivor stands stoically by Avon's pallet, watching the unconscious Mender's breathing. It took a lot out of him. I never want him doing something like that again. I'll let you tell that to a man who can pull lightning from the sky and lift rocks to form bridges. Impressive as his strength may be, you notice how the use of power taxed the Mender. He looks older. Where's Juno? I figured she'd be by Avon's side. Just as Ivor shrugs, Oddleaf abruptly enters the room. Good, you're here. It's the Ravens. They're trying to leave, and some of our people want to go with them. What? Why? We nearly went over a waterfall in ships and lost a lot of people following some Valka across floating rocks. I'm not saying that it's your fault, but people are scared. If they've made up their minds to go, they'll leave whenever you're not looking. And the Ravens have been hoarding supplies the whole time, and they're trying to take off with them. Juno and Hakon are still trying to talk sense to Bulwark, so it's desperate. As you make your way to your door, you turn to look at Ivor. Go. The people should see you handling something like this without me around.
Now stand down, or you'll be missing more than your horns. Stand down, you son of a yacht!
Okay, they upped the production quality quite significantly. I can't calm him. His fury. Here they are, just as I said. Ooh, ow. Bulwark's lost his mind. Take him down. Rissa? This will get his attention. What have you done? It worked. Bolvik, hear me. The clansmen chatter as Juno converses with a dazed Bulwark quietly. Hakon grabs your attention. Get ready for a confusing conversation. He motions to Rissa, one of Prince Luden's bodyguards, who is wiping her pitch-covered hand with a rag on her way over to you. Where did she come from? Alright, she left ages ago. Where the hell did she come from? Good timing, witch. How is it you're still alive? Tisk, Hakon. Me being a witch was our secret. I'd hate to have to poison you. Whoever this woman is, she just completely stunned two Varl within moments of each other. A friend of yours, King Hakon? King? Hakon attempts an enigmatic smile before answering you. Alette, this is Prince Luden's bodyguard, Eurissa. I just assumed she died when we lost her. Well met, if there's anything I can do. Eurissa holds her fingers over her lips to silence you and then winks. You watch as she departs and finds Prince Luden among the loitering clansmen. Strange, that one. Stranger than Bulwark being as tough as a damn Sunder? Should have mentioned he's a berserk. Probably the last of his kind after Einertoft. The Varl King laughs at your blank look. Berserks lose themselves in the fight. They're as strong as cold bears and just as wild. Hard to say if they're friend or foe in a fight. King Hakon, do you... Enough with the king formalities. I've been Hakon before your Amma was alive, and it works just fine. Sorry, Hakon. Do you mind telling me why two Varl leaders just tried to kill each other? I wasn't going to let him take our supplies without a fight. Caught him trying to take off with supplies he'd tucked away. Couldn't let it happen. A cool anger glistens in Hakon's eyes when he looks at Bolverk. Why does he want to leave? Says you've been bad luck ever since arriving in Borsgard. Can't say I blame him for that. The two of you actually laugh for a moment. I'd bet his main reason for leaving is just to be in charge again. Runs jobs and keeps his raiment in line. Like most of us, he's looking for something normal to grab onto. Whatever his reason, I hate that some of ours are going with him. We've done what we can for them. Offer the ravens enough supplies to last a couple days. We've got a lot of mouths to feed. The ravens can do with a couple days of food and live off the land afterwards. That sounds about right. You've got a better head than me for these things. Now, let's see what we can find in what's left of this place. But I wanted Bolverk in my party if he's a berserker. It's, you know, oddly ironic. Oh! Oh! Never mind. Ha! We should have split the supplies evenly! Oh, they're like, oh, you're being pragmatic. Here! You do it then. You glare at the clansmen and Varl settled among the ruins of Ormsol and feel the rumbling growl in your chest. Everyone will be ready as soon as, to leave as soon as you start walking north. I won't fall for that stupid... I won't fall for that stupid fire truck again. Volka ignores your comment. The new members of the caravan will probably need a beating or two. Think it was stupid of me to challenge Hakon? Not really my place to say. Since when has that stopped you? The shield maiden grins. We could have at least waited to hear their plan first and then decided. Their plans almost took us over a Fane waterfall. The waterfall surprised us all, of course. It'll be nice to be on our own again. We'll make it to Bindle, get a job, and get things back to normal. We always survive. And what about all those dredge? If they make it across the chasm, it'll be war. War's always been good for business. Elka smirks, but her face hardens as Juno approaches. Bolverk, can I have a word with you? Haven't you said enough? I'll hear her out. Well, I won't. I'll finish the packing. The two of you watch Volka stomp off, but not too far. She's protective of you. Get on with it. I know your ravens need work. Without work and coin, that banners of yours is worthless. You step towards her, towering above the tall Volka, though she stands resolute. In Borsgard, we made an arrangement for you to protect this large cart until we were away from the dredge threat. They're across that damn chasm. The job is done. Agreed, but the cart you've been hauling has become too troublesome and needs to be sunk into the deepest waters around. You grunt in disgust. Volka secrets. You would turn down the Mender Council's coin. Where is the coin? Payment upon completion. You have a Volka's oath. The Blue River to the northwest will be your best option. And if I just leave it in the woods somewhere? I will know, as will the other Volka. Besides, the ravens always finish their jobs. That reputation means everything to you. You growl, but she is right. Fine. The raven's oath. It'll be done. Juno nods and walks away. Volka watches her leave and returns to your side. Now what? Now we have a job. Some of our heroes are injured. We don't have enough supplies to rest. Tracks up ahead, the scout reports. Follow them a ways. Small clamps, few blades, meat and mead, maybe more. We're playing as the bad guys now. Because it's the ravens, right? Kill them and take everything. Just when I thought you'd gone soft, Valko says. Her flat tone gives no hint of joy or anger. A dozen ravens take off and return in a couple hours. Bloody, but without injury. Okay, now we can rest. What heroes do we have with us? What? Echo went with us? Why? And Mogan went with us too? They need to explain their bloody damn selves. Bulwark becomes a wild animal in the battlefield, hunting down the weakest of his opponents and driving himself to greater renown with an additional turn for every kill. As long as he has the willpower and continues to kill targets, Bulwark can continue to use this ability each turn, cutting a swath through the battlefield. Frenzy. The Berserker's first attacks armor or strength as directed, then does strength damage against a random adjacent target, friend or foe. Because the second attack strikes a random target, Kara must be taken around allies, but only if a single target is in range. That target will but if only a single target is in range, that target will always receive both attacks, guaranteeing a double strike. What? Krumer came with him? That's so bullshit. I'm glad I didn't put one of my good items on Krumer. I'm annoyed at that. I mean, Echo, fine, whatever. Huh. Cool. I'm actually pretty annoyed that some of my better heroes left with these guys. Like Krumer. I liked Krumer too. He has 4 points available. Oh, we don't have any renown. We can't promote. Okay. That's actually pretty annoying. A group of new recruits from Borsgard and the previous caravan are loosely gathered behind Mogan, a skilled thrasher with a scar across his face. Felt like a good time to introduce myself. Mogan. Thought you were with Alet's clan. Beh, she's even worse than her father about trying to save everybody. She didn't appreciate the chaotic gift of no gods, no rules, and plenty of chances for fighting. There's few rules to being a raven. Most important is following my orders. Oh, of course, yeah. What about this giant cart that Valka has us lugging around? Something in his tone signals a primal warning inside of you. That has nothing to do with you. Well, the way we see it, he motions to the fighters around him. She's no longer around. Let's break it open and look at our riches. We're mercenaries, you idiots. We're paid to run jobs. Not steal from who hired us. Is any of this making sense to you? He ignores her. He's only interested in what you have to say. Get past me, and it's all yours. I was hoping you'd say that. I want him dead. Is he a ranged attack? What happened to Bercy? He was in it for looting. I don't understand how some of this happened. Why some of them decided to go off. Do I not get to... I guess I don't get to decide. Get him out of there. Don't want him injured. Bye, Mogan. Annoying piece of shit. And we got my item back off of him. Bercy's been injured, that's fine. Ugh. Volker grabs Mogan by the hair and pulls him up to stand in front of you. He's beaten, but not broken. Something you can respect. Bad for business if we let people think they can get away with challenging you, the shield maiden says. You thumb the edge of one axe while staring down at the man. Kill him. The axeman sees through the choice in your eyes and nods. If you see my brother Hogan again, tell him to live well. Claw and Fang come down with such force. Mogan dies instantly. Sweet. Got some renown. He's the bad guy party. I love bad guy parties. Lets me be an absolute asshole. It's great. You need to kill one more person to level up? Ugh, gross. You can't get much more powerful, though. Not really. I mean, you can get more armor break. Bad guy parties for the win? Yeah. Alette is such a good guy that it's kind of sad to play her just a little bit. So, you know, playing a mercenary, something I can absolutely do. A berserker mercenary. Commotion draws your attention into the nearby woods. You're surprised to see a small group of Dredge, some of which you've never seen before, engaging one of the new recruits from Bosgard.
How'd these fiend slugs get here?
You ask, though no one has an answer. The tattooed fighter is noticeably drunk, but he lobs 2 black axes in quick succession at an approaching scourge. The axes find their mark, shattering stone armor. Way better with voices. Yeah. Help him fight. You draw your axes and rush in, surprising all the combatants. That's cool. He just gets to throw his axes. Infinitely, until he misses. Ready for battle. Have you been having it on mute, or... Why can't I deploy any of my guys? See, if I'd moved him up 2 squares, he would be able to fight this turn. That's what I wanted to do. Careful, one of those slingers is getting ready to hurl a slab of rock. Yoink! Do you have Tempest? You do. Double yoink. Oh, no, you don't. Just deflected. Get him out of here. Nah, it's fine. Yoink. Oh, yikes. You can't go anywhere. Kill him, so now pillage. Should kill him. And that gets us a promotion. Injured. Well, he has been injured in battle. How much renown did we gain? Give me more. Give me more. It's barely enough for a promotion. Nah. Recovering his axe, the mercenary gives you a lazy grin. That was, well, I appreciate the help. Need a drink? Oily extends a small flask that smells of potent spices and wood smoke. You wave it off.
Did you see where those dreads came from?
Not really. Good thing I was already pissing, or I'd have made a mess when I looked up and saw them. Lovely.
The chasm didn't stop them, or they're coming through the mountains.
Then I'll have a few more chances to throw.
If you humans want to make your short lives even shorter, go ahead.
You walk off, but give Falca a quick look, letting her know you're impressed by Oli's throwing. Oli! Raven in the air. Raven's in the air as ravens approach, Oily says with a slur. Is that a good sign? The small village ahead looks well fortified, with few bodies outside the fences being picked clean by the birds. Your caravan moves closer, but stays out of arrow range. Whoever's in there wants to be left alone, Falca says, but it could be our best chance to, for supplies around here. Approach the village, stating your needs. You grab the Raven Bearer banner and advance on the town, dodging a warning arrow.
We need supplies,
you shout.
You know who we are? Who I am?
A few moments pass before several more arrows zip past you, one grazing your shoulder near an old scar. Begin the Raven song and charge. The Ravens pick up the song, croming harmonies which unsettle the villagers as you all rush the barricades in a solid wall of shields and fury. Morale improved. Give him a second ability, I guess. Ready for battle! Oh. Can I deploy my guys yet? No? Why not? Am I missing something?
Clear these famed barricades. All of them.
Hmm. Kill her. Deal 5 damage to her. Yikes. I forgot about the berserker. Echo needs to get out of there. Alright. Peace. Or he can just chase him down. That's cool too. Rip you. Knock them all down. Kill them all. Victory. Renowned Grouse. Eccles injured. Eccles injured. Plus 8 renown. You kick down the last of the barricades to find a dozen or so remaining villagers huddled together. Some have bows but no arrows. The others have thrown their blades to the ground. A man steps forward. "I'm Friedrich, the oldest of us," he says. "We've been fighting off all types from Orsmoldar for the 2 weeks now, just trying to protect what's ours." He looks back at his people and says, "You won't find us begging for our lives." Volka pulls you aside and says, They know how to fight, so it'd be stronger if they joined us." You pull at your beard. "Or I could make them gather food for you, or I could make them gather food for us," you say. We need some gatherers. We're low on supplies. "You're coming with us, without your blades and bows." "And what? Be your feigned slaves?" Friedrich turns to his people. "Is that how you'll be remembered?" They all shout, "Never!" and attempt to grab their blades, but you and the ravens cut them all down with practiced ease. "I should have known that wasn't really an option," Volka says and walks off to look around. Spar, an old wanderer who joined the ravens over half a century ago, points at the tents at the edge of the village. "Looks like merchants are still here. Maybe they were being forced to stick around." How many days do we need to rest? At least 3. How many supplies do we have? 8. Let's spend most, if not all, of our renown here. Get some supplies. Rest. 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 Leave. I noticed the others aren't so good at spotting food, Uli slurs. It's a good thing I spent some time with that Trigvi fellow. Taught me what's what. But I nearly killed myself on those jagger bushes over there, trying to get these. He steps aside to reveal a large basket full of mushrooms. You look at Folka, who shrugs. We need food, she says.
Sure these are okay to eat?
Sure, I'm sure. Been eating them all day, he says, taking a bite of one. Little bitter is all. Nothing a swig of mead won't solve. He drinks, swallows, and slaps his belly.
And take them with us.
Oli stumbles a bit while hoisting the basket up into the cart and grabs some other mushrooms for his effort. Others clap him on the back to show their appreciation. Plus 8 supplies. Sweet.
Wouldn't mind seeing irons fly. If only once more.
Remember the last time we saw this foul, eh, Blood Axe? I need to make his voice a little bit more old man-ish.
Shut up.
Thinks the ghost of this dead bird has forgiven you for that wing yet? Spar asks. The other ravens, including Folka, look from the broken stone to you in shock. Aye, the old man says. We were here nearly 40 years ago, same spot as now. Only a dozen of us left to the unkindness then. Better men by twice than all of you. There's rumbling, but the ravens keep listening. We'd run a job for a man, Fethner, or Finner, or Feiner, or more like, he says, spitting at the memory. He set us up to take the fall for some of these other deals gone bad. We got surrounded here, and this bear of a varl loses his mind, grabs a tree, a whole tree, and starts swinging. Spar starts coughing, but recovers. Nearly killed us all, but old Earnix took a hit like no other, and there you have it. The excited ravens start asking you questions, but Spar is all too happy to answer. Inspect the damage you once caused. Others leave you alone as you near the giant stone, placing a hand on the broken wing.
It was an accident. You know that.
Shame and rage enter you in equal parts, along with memories of Earnix in flight.
You're the one who died, leaving nothing but this rock,
you say, stomping the ground. A layer of ice shatters underfoot, along with a wooden box, probably left as some token of faith to a dead god.
Leaving anything behind for the dead is a waste,
you say, immediately prying open the box and pocketing the small item within. So he killed a god? Is that what I just picked up from that? Whew. Cold creeps under cloaks and forces the raven to huddle together as wind whips around you. Snow begins to blot out the Wormscale Mountains in the distance, and you're forced to call for an early camp. Rising from your sleep, you begin pacing, occasionally drumming your fingers on the top of the large cart. A motion in camp draws your attention. Walking towards it, you hear groans and see Folka's shield rising and falling erratically among some furs.
Humans,
you snort, but the shield flips away, revealing a dredge grunt staring up at you. Stepping back, you bump into another dredge. Looking around, the entire raven camp is a swarm of stone-armored bodies, desperately trying to reach for you. When your axes lash out through nothing, you realize you were dreaming. An unexpected sadness swells in you, like you've let everyone down. Few of your ravens are watching you, smirking, but your growl makes them look away. You decide to walk the perimeter alone, while everyone else slowly awakens. Here for another pissing match? Holfie, your quartermaster asks. Or are you begging me to show you how you really carve up some foes? What can you show me? Lots of neat little deadly tricks, Holfie says, walking to a large tent. Try to keep up. You're a berserk, and we're all impressed, Holfie says. before spitting. But if you lose it out there in a fight and start killing your own, well, then you're just a pain in the ass. So let's start with you and the Shield Maiden. You consider what he's saying. Feel up to the challenge? Sure. Then start swinging, Holfie barks. What do I need to do? Use Bulwark's Frenzy to kill 2 enemies with 1 attack. Use Champion to protect an ally from an attack. Okay, got that done. Got that all done. Sweet, 14 renown. Alright, I'm gonna end a little bit early today. My voice is killing me. Again, I just started all of this new voicing for the games. So my voice is a little rough right now. Typically, it only takes a day or two to recover, and then the next time I'd use that same like character's voice, it hasn't been causing me too many issues. Like Ivor's voice killed me the first day, but Ivor's whatever now. So we'll go ahead and save up today, and we will be back at 11 tomorrow to play more Banner Saga. Where, fuck, I thought it was gonna take longer, but we're getting through this game. It's a very interesting game. I love this game. It's super cool. I wonder, do they have a wolf banner? They do! That's my heraldry from now on, is the wolf banner. Alright, we will go ahead and finish up today. I will see you guys all tomorrow. On my Twitch side of things, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that follow button. On my YouTube side of things, because I think there's one of you out there right now, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button, all that good jazz. Other than that, everything should be like my fairly standard plug speech. So, have a good rest of you guys' day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.